Rainbow Road? Oh yeah! Wait! How? What? That just don't make no goddamn sense. Oh, son of a...
This is looking good.
See, oh, there you are, Orga. Been looking for you. Mira aquí, canto cabrón. ¿Qué tú haces usando mi cerveza cristal?
¿De qué tú hablas?
Mira, imbécil. Se te olvidó cada vez que yo diga rating time. Rating time. Rating time. Rating time.
Eso fue algo.
That's it. Enough, Mr. Nice Guy. I'm going train guy.
Is that liner form? Already? How?
And you skipped another month again.
Gonna need some help over here.
What you doing? What you doing? Is that some Rainbow Road? I am finally one with the rainbow.
Welcome the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Damn. See, here I thought I could go back to doing weeklies. Like, I wanted to do weeklies. I seriously thought I could do weeklies. With the way the shows have been going, I definitely wanted to do weeklies. But real life just said no. I mean, for those of you a little confused as to why my output hasn't been as consistent as it has been for a while, and you don't keep up with the community posts that I've been doing, or you're a recent subscriber, I gotta let y'all know that, I am a working guy. I have 2 jobs, as well as obviously doing YouTube on the side. While one job is a upper management salary position, the other job is just a lowly hourly position. But then balancing work with life and then the creative output that is YouTube, Twitch, and the like, yeah, it just becomes a little bit of a challenge just trying to do all of them together. So until things get a little bit better on, say, the work front, really it is really just the work front, then maybe I'll be able to get back to the swing of things. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, enough about that. Let's get to what you guys have been waiting for like a month now. More BoonBoomger. Because for real, BoonBoomger Lap 3 has been hitting in comparison to Lap 2. And while I have enjoyed the ride much more substantially than I did Lap 2, I gotta say that this Lap 3 poster is a little bit misleading. There we go. That's better. Seriously, what started off as something that appeared to be a lot more Genba focused really still put the guy back into the back burner to simmer, while the real star of the show these last few episodes has been Mad Rex Fury. See, episode 30 was a Hashidian backstory episode, with Taya's previous stone game to Mad Rex leading to some insecurities. Thus, Death Race ups the brain rot, but our Hashidian trio ain't about that. See, they remember the good old times, back when they were just ruffians at the end of their rope. When a deal goes bad, it's Mad Rex who appears to take them under his wing as they just cause chaos. So, they go out of their way to jog that memory, but nothing seems to work. Until a certain roll call makes him realize that he's got eyes for one. That's 2. 1. But how exactly do they get in contact with the BoonBoomgers? Oh, I guess that works? So Bundrio doesn't question the call and sends in Taya, just for him to fall for the bit, but commit to freeing Mad Rex. While Death Race throws in his 2 cents into the pot, making Mad Rex madder. And although the other Boomgers show up, Yadu jacks their vehicles just to give us Boom Boom Killer Robo Police, which actually does stand some ground against the OG himself. That is, until they bring out the Robo Knights. Oh yeah, Genba's here too, but Sakito's gotta insert himself into the plot somehow, so they gotta scrap while Dai and Mad Rex get their fest popping. Though Mad Rex appears to have the upper hand, witnessing Robo Knight after its victory seems to be enough to jog that memory. That and a hit to the chest. So, while it seems like all their efforts were for nothing, it turns out that Mad Rex is just playing the long game for now. Now, this was an episode indeed. And really, it was this episode that made everything regarding Genba before just start to feel a bit overshadowed. Because with this one, we got backstory to the trio and their meeting of Mad Rex. We get mechanisms that the Robo Killer can just take the Boom Boom cars, and without the need of any evil variants at that, especially now that Cannonborg is gone as well. With that being said, this is really the kind of episode that I just enjoyed seeing, especially since we got things from a Hashirian perspective, which does add a little bit more flavor to the output here, and thus this one is getting the Shinken S! After such an episode, how do we go on from there but food feasting? Because we got that clock gruma! Again, this time the bait is curry, or rather, the lack thereof. Because though the plate is indeed full, seconds later, it's all gone. And you know you've ate it, but the satisfaction of eating it is just gone. And everybody falling for it. See, while Mira's part-time gig this week involves some lady whose dad died and left her a baller curry recipe, something just wasn't right. Especially with the competition of that new curry place. So Joe and Chashiro go to check it out, and they too commit to the curry cult. I mean, if you eat it so fast that you don't even remember tasting it, it's gotta be good, right? While on the other side, Bunryo is showing Mira's boss that the best curry is the kind that you just let stew. So, as opposed to speeding up the process, you gotta let that shit sit. Sitting is not what Tai is doing because he spots the Hashirian stocking that fridge. So, he tries to stop fast curry, but no one is about to let that slide. This curry is just so good that it leaves a hole in your taste buds once it's done. It's like Diet Coke. And so, the fight is on. But Clock Gruma's got new tricks, slowing Tai's pep while amping up his own step. That is, until Mira shows up with that fresh stewed curry to show everyone, and I mean only the BoonBoomgers, what true flavor means. Taking down Father Time and taking it big. They bring out the 119, but that's not the time the Gruma's going for. So he hits them with that 915 slash. But the Boomgers hit him with that 1109 slash. But that's a little clumsy. How about we show them how we do it in America? And that's that 911. Oh yeah, Genba tries to get one in on Death Race, only to fight Mad Rex instead, who sees what Genba's all about and lets him slide on through, as long as he relays a message to Boon Red. So now, it's Genba's time to get knocked the fuck out. Wow! This episode had a nice balance of goofy, funny, and seriousness with that last bit, and I heavily enjoyed that Genba did not win that fight, because he shouldn't have. We need proper conflict resolution and a goal to attain for Genba here. Something that they didn't do with the first time Mad Rex was around, because I still retain that that was rushed, and this portion of lap 3 is really just course correction. And Genba is playing out his arc much better than whatever the hell they had going on for Taya back then. So this is another Shinken S! Moving on is an episode that I will probably have a controversial take on because it's the ToQger episode. Yay! Of which, those who know me know that it was one of the few shows that I just dropped when it was airing. Couldn't get past the first episode if I even tried. So look, I have very limited understanding to whatever payoffs they're going for in this episode regarding to ToQger related content. So with that disclaimer aside, yeah, Genba was left for dead. But Sagito and BoonD somehow got the intel on where to look and dragged his ass over to a station, where a mysterious orange guy is here too. Back at the base, we're cooking up this upgrade for the entire team. They got spools of gray, black, blue, pink, orange, red, violet. Damn. I guess Sagito ain't really part of the team then. This week's Gruma is brought to you by Train Tracks. Hooray! Starting with the devastating effects of a conga line. Truly, the deadliest of techniques. So while Sagito tries to get Gemba to open his mind for the same old ride, orange construction looking guy that I do not know suggests the two of them take their fight the old fashioned way. Sumo! With Sagito expressing the importance of team building, something he's been trying to get Gemba to see for so long. A team that, although is filled with individuals, they can accept everyone and anyone including him. About that though. Well, Gemba just ain't buying it. He's gotta do his own thing, and that kind of MO fits new old guy as he reminisces about something that I have no idea about. Luckily, this moment of nostalgia for some gets drowned out by that there conga line, which gets everyone except Sagito. Oh, and I guess the other Boomgers except Taya got sucked into the line as well. So now, it's red and violet, up to bat, but if they do stop this train, then everybody dead. So, what's left other than to use imagination? What the hell are they doing? How can you just do... You can just do that by just... Okay, to pull a train track right out of their ass and make the conga line a continuous loop. But with enough imagination comes stagnation? No, that's terrible. So here's Tokyo Ichigo to the mix, pulling out the bazooka to imaginate some freedom for everyone, giving us a BoonBoomger roll call. And wouldn't you know it, everyone is kinda sorta here, with Ichigo borrowing them colors from the other Tokyugers, but Orange Fellow does not partake, instead laying out some more foundational wisdom on the other orange guy. So now let's join back to this crossover in which they've won, but not before we go Giants, because why not? And what's this? What? We got a physical suit! Yay! Wow, look at them priorities! Oh, and Sagito gets to pilot it? Yeah, but how? Oh, he's hot swapping some controllers. Got it. So with the enemy doing the rail ride, the combination of Bunryo's screwdriver and Tokyo's imagination shifts his lane and stops him dead in his tracks, causing a total beatdown. Although I personally have no attachment to Tokyuger, I did find this episode to actually be enjoyable. Though I am confused on why Rokugo didn't transform at all, but I'm assuming this has something to do with the ending of the show. All I really know about the Tokyugers is that they were kids that turned big, and by the end of the show they went back to being kids, meaning that Ichigo at the end of the episode is his proper grown-up self. Also, having a proper physical suit for a mech fight is a dramatic improvement over what we had in the Go-Onger appearance earlier in the season. Overall, this was a very fun episode that makes me miss the days of a Team Cannon finisher. But whatever, this one gets the Alba Ranger. Hey! Next up is... again, we just started with a fight. More rehashed monsters, and Mad Rex is taking on BoonD? That's a little weird. Okay. But with train parts? Yes. They are new toys that we gotta sell. But this is enough to give him the upper hand in this fight, driving him back as Gemba looks on. It's after that we get Gemba and Mad Rex to have a proper heart-to-heart. It wasn't enough for Sagito to keep driving that team effort with Gemba for a few episodes, but now, Mad Rex. Damn, bro's got a bigger support structure in this show than I think anyone else in the cast. Hell, not even Taya gets this kind of support. But yes, Mad Rex points out that Death Race has been the one pulling the strings on both of them thus far, regarding to what they're actually up to. So after, the Boomgers find out that Genba was watching them earlier. Well, this race feels the need to add some more puppets to the collection. But that doesn't sit well with Mad Rex, and I guess the jig is up. Except, now this race has to up them stakes even more. With Death Race amping up Mad Rex to be madder than ever, and this time taking on the Boomgers in that one familiar warehouse. But while that's all going on, let's just go back to Genba breaking into the base. Just to get yet another pep talk, this time from Shirabe and then Bundrio. Along with getting a brand new jacket. They make that in violet? So while the Boomgers get their ass beat by Mad Rex, the real star of the show, Sewerlid, is here to save the day! And Genba too! Just like the last time this happened, it seems like poetry.
They rhyme.
Genba reveals that Mad Rex is out of his mind, and it's up to them to free him. So, we not just get a roll call, but that nice new team power-up of BoonBoomger Champion! Tapping up them patches to get the BBC powers fun-sized, dealing massive blows so big, even Sakito's ass is wet from the hype. Or he was just sweating. Damn, that's really a lot of damp body there. But look, with all that moisture, he's about to slide ride between both Grumas no problem. Man, this champion's jacket he's rocking must be like the greatest ever. It's just giving him all these powers. What do you mean he's not wearing one? I know he's wearing one. Y'all just can't see the jacket. I can. Well, while y'all continue to be blind, Taya and the others do one in on Mad Rex, freeing him of Death Race's control. Finally, free to live happily ever after. Nah, just fucking with y'all. Death Race put a bomb in that man, and he's about to blow up. So, as opposed to blowing up with the Boomgers, he decides to just go out on his own terms. This ends the second Mad Rex saga that I enjoyed so much more than the first, and it should have been something more built into his character previously. We did get a bittersweet farewell without the others even being aware that not only did he die, but that he got his memories back. And in the end, he was still looking out for them. Hashtag justice for Mad Rex. Seriously, the guy went from being the most rushed, underutilized captain to finally being used for what I felt was needed much earlier. Remember in the previous video that I stated that Boon Red 119 felt a little odd as a debut, as the Monster of the Week coincidentally coincided with the upgrade, but it didn't feel necessary. The best times to pull these out is during a match that they're actually struggling in, and had Mad Rex stayed around longer, 119 would have felt much more deserved. Also speaking of, 119 doesn't even appear in any of these episodes, and now he just carries around the blaster for when they got tie? So are we just done with the suit? Anyway, this saga was supposed to be about Genba, but it really felt more like the Mad Rex show, because Genba's arc didn't really go anywhere past his origin. In the time since we got his backstory, all that he's done is just distance himself, and then just watch from a distance. As Sakito, Buundi, and the rest just try to tell him that he didn't have to leave him. He gets his shit kicked in by Death Race and still doesn't return to the team. Not until Mad Rex tells him that he's being played. Even then, with the faults of Genba, I'm still giving this one that Shinken yes! Mostly because of Mad Rex. Actually, it's all because of Mad Rex. 99% of it is because of Mad Rex. Oh, we still got one more. Okay. Alright, what we got? Everyone's happy that Genba is back, so it's party time. Well, Sakito's gonna need that payment for keeping Genba in line in the background. A jacket will do. Oh, and guess he's already wearing one. Next thing you know, they're gonna add in another mech that Sakito's just gonna have nothing to do with. Introducing Champion Carrier. With the power of imagination, this is the key to them winning the BBG. And what better way to test it out than with Taya's mentor commissioning a job for them to bring their BBCs right on over. All this while Death Race breaks the news about Mad Rex to the other three, but gives them enough pep in their step to bring out the electric guitar Gruma. it's here that we find out that there's a massive desert right outside a city in Japan, where they're in, that I didn't even know was part of their geography. Great! While this is going on, we get a breakdown to how the BBG actually works. There's 12 courses in total, and it takes 1 year to complete. Each stage is a planet, and each planet has their own elemental gimmick. Yeah, we ain't getting the BBG in this show. But this is when we go all Mad Max Fury Road over in BoonBoomger! Wait, they really doing this after Mad Rex is gone. God damn, y'all some assholes for that. What we get is a mix between that, Wacky Racers, Speed Racer, and Fast and Furious in one go, with the Hashidians attempting to jack their ride only to get tossed out instead, leaving the mission stalled for now as they recoup, just for Death Race to show up and drop a mega bomb. See, it turns out that Bundrio was a Hashidian all along, and he worked directly with Wildspinner in R&D. I've been calling this shit with some sort of relationship from the start. Let's go! Hey, wait. Why are you so mad, BoonD? Weren't y'all literally just helping out the Hashidians right before joining the team? See, this is why y'all ain't properly in the dancing outro. Also, Taya already knew about this as well? Y'all just been keeping secrets up in here? See, look, Mira gets it, but BoonD does not? Dipping out just when the Groomer of the Week returns in big mode, giving us kinda lackluster fight. But, as it turns out, it appears that the head of Lightning Tech likely had the Boomgers go out as bait for the Hashidians, as Death Race likely snitches to Wildspinner about Bundrio being alive. That's right, we got a proper introduction, not just to him, but the guy who said he killed Bundrio and he's dead. Obviously, this revelation alone should be enough to warrant another perfect score, right? Actually, no. What killed the vibe this episode for me was BoonD's reaction to it all, because it shows the ultimate form of hypocrisy. What, like, doing it for the money is just putting you on a higher pedestal than doing it for what could have just been a friend? Nah, we're going Abba Ranger A on this one. With these episodes of BoonBoomger, we get some brand new fits and some new gatai. So with that, let's talk 4. Now I know folks have been hounding me over the fact that I omitted BoonBoomger Robo 119 in the last video, but look, it's nothing great. We also get Boom Boom Killer Robo Police, which I think works well color-wise, but I still prefer the original thing. Now, lastly, on the mecha front, they couldn't ignore the fact that they have a new in-action figure Robo line releasing, which with the Tokyo recently, Sakito just got free reign to incorporate that into BoonD, giving us Boom Boom Mach Robo Tokyo Custom, which is just a downgrade in my opinion. Look, Tokyo seems like a very square mecha by design, so incorporating that more flat design to this mecha just doesn't do it justice. Finally, we do have Champion form, which of course I've been wanting a proper team power-up for a while, and unlike the Fangs of Defiance last season, we actually have something physical here. And although the jackets do vastly improve the look of the Boomgers, an upgrade this does not look like. See, look, let's backtrack a bit and take a look at Boon Red 119 once again. Now that's an upgrade. Now let's look at this team power-up. Yeah, no. This is just base. See, if the Boomgers actually debuted with this as their base form, I think a lot of folks might have forgiven the helmets. But it feels like this should have probably came first and then 119. Because I feel that suit now is virtually useless, since the patches on these new jackets can just summon the power. And Ty's just been rocking the blaster as of late. But yeah, look. Design-wise, I actually love this. Implementation-wise, it just seems like a wrong move at the wrong time. Having it appear during the Mad Rex Fury fight was good, but this should have been something done during the first outing with him using 119 later on down the line. Then Sure, I think it would have fit then. So, with all that said and done, yes, Lab 3 is the best the show has been, but I'm still left with some things desired. After all, I do feel that the handling of Genba's story had become a background event. He really didn't do much while he was away, and his moment of return didn't really do much for me. I would have welcomed him properly leaving the cast and had a proper B-plot within the episodes, but most of his plot was actually just time sulking away while dealing with the decision of his action to leave, while everyone, mostly Sakito, tried getting him to come back. And look, for as much effort as Sakito did put into trying to convince Genba, Sakito himself is probably still amongst my least favorable Sixth Rangers for me. Because what has Sakito really lent to the cast? He hasn't really given any information on Hashidians, his cleaning business has gone nowhere, and when he's with the team at the base, he's mainly just a background fixture. He really just seems like a waste of a character at this point, especially with the latest episode, because it kind of makes whatever information him and BoonB already had about the Hashidians null and void, because Bunryo and Taya already had the deets on the Hashidian upper echelon. Honestly, at this point, thinking about it, it feels like the real character that they wanted to introduce to the cast was BoonB and not even Sakito. And I think that would have been better at this point in time. Then there is also Death Race, which Genba had a huge plot point with, but then in regards to these last few episodes, besides him wrecking face with Genba that one time, he just was digging up information about Bunryo that entire time. So the calculating aspect of him that we got during my previous review seems to have gone a little bit by the background area, similar to Genba. Now, I will say that with the revelation of Bunryo having been a Hashidian, this does explain the gap in Bunryo's timeline that I was confused about. Since it was previously mentioned that Bunryo got kicked out of the BBG, went on a bender, and then crashed on Earth. But with the introduction of BoonB, we saw him take Sakito under his wing 10 or so years prior. But when Bunryo crashed on Earth, Tai was already an adult. So what that would imply is that Bunryo was working with the Hashidians for about 10 years. Now from the preview, it does look like Bunryo meets Wild Splendor while he's not at his A game, which would imply that the two possibly founded the Hashidians as they are today, which is even more crazier than what I had in mind if true. My thing is, if Taya already knew about Bunryo, then how much did he actually know? Since when OG Mad Rex mentioned the higher-ups to Taya before, he didn't know just how powerful they actually were. So it's either an omission of knowledge or he's just faking it, but I'm thinking it's likely that first one. But I am interested to see how Bunryo's backstory works into things and how his relationship with Wild Splendor actually went. Especially to the point that he really wanted him dead by the end of it all. What is funny is that Cannonborg was the head of R&D, so that means that he was Bunryo's replacement. But all he ever did was actually copy what Bunryo had done before. Except of course that one sword that he got from that other planet, but still, copy-paste of what Bunryo's done. One thing I have noticed though, is that all the Hashidian captains and generals have had some sort of companion to their body. Cause Madrex had dog, Cannonborg had that scale puppet thing, Death Race has the snake, and Wild Splendor has monkey. So, where's Bunryo's little pet? Unless that little guy we used to see in the early episodes when the cars would launch is his pet thing. Either way, BoonB having the feelings he did for Bunryo after finding out that he was Hashidian is just poorly executed. Especially considering, once again, that him and Sakito were working with the Hashidians for a while and were trying to convince Taya to leave the planet in the beginning. So for them to simply forget that detail seems a little bit clumsy, and hopefully they dive into that a little bit better because it really is the souring point of that last episode. One thing that I did feel lacking in this batch of episodes was the lack of growth regarding the plotline of the ISA and Lightning Tech. Although the latest episode did give us an obvious hint at having the Boomgers go out with their cars for the sake of the kids, but it was actually an attempt for them to get their hands on those Boom Boom cars, likely to build more armaments for their mass-produced Boom Boom Killer Robo army. But yeah, outside of that, it's been nothing. I was hoping for something of more substance, but I guess we just have to wait on that plot point just getting developed a little bit more. But since they seem so keen on reproducing everything the Boomgers have, I've really have been proven right on some of my earlier callbacks, so I'm still with the mentality that we need those evil Boom Boomgers. Even with everything that was lacking, the Mad Rex of it all was really the key highlight that kept me engaged with these episodes thus far. This really was what his character needed and was the redemption that felt right, since once he got his vindication, he did not ride off into the sunset, nor join the team. He went out in a glorious sacrifice that continues to make the Hashidian trio some of my favorite characters and rather just favorite villains overall in this franchise. The thing that I do hate is that after getting this explainer on how the BBG works, we're either going to have all of Lap 4 to be the BBG, or it's going to be a post-series thing. I mean, it lasts a whole year, but you know what else lasts a whole year? Sentai. You know what they're likely not gonna do? BoonBoomger Season 2, BBG Edition. You know what might age like milk? That take! Because look, at this point, anything is possible. We are 2 years away from the 50th anniversary, and Toei is trying to save money. So what if all those Gozyuger rumors that we've been hearing about are actually for the 50th anniversary, and BoonBoomger goes on for another year? I don't know, it seems wild to me, but look, I wouldn't put anything into that basket thus far, because, I mean, people have been wanting a sort of sequel season in Sentai for a while. I mean, I've been asking for that, but what if BoonBoomger was going to be that season the whole time? But yes, those are my thoughts. What are yours? How are you feeling about Lap 3 thus far? As it is ending pretty soon. Obviously, I didn't have much to say ToQger-wise, but for those that have seen it and this, how was that crossover for you? How do you feel Lap 4 is gonna go? And are we ever gonna get those evil BoonBoomgers? Anyway, that's it for me. I know I say this every time, but let's see if I do in fact see you real boom.